Hello, I hope you are well. I'm here to walk you through my new device called Meander LFO. This device was inspired by a wonderful little object in Max MXP called Drunk, but I've re-engineered it so you can use it inside Ableton Live, and I've also added some new functionality. If you've used Ableton's stock LFO, which I would be surprised you hadn't at this point, you know that you can do repeating waveforms like sine and pulse and sawtooth, along with a few random waveforms as well. Meander LFO takes a different approach. Instead of looping or jumping around randomly, it actually remembers where it came from. So think of it as randomness, but with a memory. Each new value is related to the last one, but it shifts in small percentages within a range instead of jumping around completely at random. In Max MXP, the drunk object creates what's called a random walk. I think that the idea for the object's name came from the idea of somebody walking after having a few drinks. They're moving forward, but their steps are inconsistent. Some are shorter, some are longer. Maybe they're even moving backwards at times. And that's essentially what the Meander LFO does, but it keeps it all within a range. And that's the core functionality. So each new input is related to the last one, but it's shifted up or down by a percentage threshold that you set with this max step parameter right here. Here's how it works in practice. Just like the stock LFO, you pick a time format. You can select either synced or free rate time values, and then you set a max step percentage. Currently, I've got it at 5%, which means they're pretty small steps, but let's actually increase that so we get some more variability in what we're modulating here. So I'm going to put it on 20. So you can see now the jumps are more and more, but they're never exceeding 20%. I'll put it back on 5 for now. Just like standard LFO, you also have the smooth parameter and the jitter parameter if you wanted to make things a little bit more wild or smooth. On the mapping page, you can of course control the range for each mapped parameter, just like you can on the standard device. But with these minimum and maximum knobs, it lets you scale the entire output of all the parameters all at once within a specific range. So if I increase this minimum, you'll see like none of the values are gonna go below 50%, that 50% line as well. Or if I go the other way, none of the values are gonna go above the 50% line. Now, I also wanted to provide the ability to subtly steer which direction the walk is moving, either up or down. And that's where the bias drop-down comes in. In plus mode, there's a strong positive bias, so the output tends to climb upwards. The single plus means that there's a positive movement still, but it won't happen as quickly. The bias isn't as strong. Even means it's 50-50. You're equally as likely to move up, down, or stay at the same step distance that you were at last time. And then, as you might have guessed, minus means you're moving down more likely, and then minus means you're moving. The bias is even more so downward, and it will happen even more quickly. So let's put it on just plus for now, so you can see what that looks like. You can hear it. And let's try to keep it right around that rate. So I'm going to put it back on even now. We'll even go down a little bit. Give it a little downward bias. I think what I'm using it for this demonstration is really good use of Meander. What it's doing is it's controlling the intensity essentially of the two tracks that I've got. So on Meld, it's controlling the pulse width. the chance that a MIDI note even comes through in the first place, the decay length, the filter frequency, the overall velocity of the track. And then on the second track, I'm also controlling the velocity here too. It gives you just enough control, I feel like, over the overall intensity of the track. There's still randomness, it's still got life to it, but you're guiding that randomness by having control with this bias drop down. There's of course a lot of various uses for this, but this is Meander LFO, a Max for Live modulation device inspired by Max's drunk object, redesigned and enhanced for Ableton Live workflows. Turns predictable modulation into something more human, more alive, but also unpredictable within your control. You can download the device now at my Ko-Fi store. The link is below. I've got several other devices there also that you can check out. And yeah, I hope you find this device inspiring, and I hope you have a great day as well.